I've been thinking about vanilla World of Warcraft lately. Not classic WoW, but vanilla from 2004. I've played a Warlock all these years, even up until now. I've always been the same Orc Warlock from the very beginning. Always been Horde, never deviated. Every expansion, I've always played Warlock. Of course, I've made alts like Death Knights and Rogues and all other shit, just for professions, really. But Warlock is the creme de la creme. At least it is for me. So I was just thinking about all the shitty things I would do to people, tormenting my own faction as a Warlock. And I just thought I'd maybe talk about it a little bit, because looking back, I was an asshole, dude. So I'm just going to tell you about some of the ways I used to torture people in the good old days of World of Warcraft. Some of these you guys probably already know about, like certain classic trolls that people would do, or I guess nowadays they call it griefing. But maybe some of these you may not have thought of or ever heard about. But one of my favorite things to do is casting Curse of Recklessness on another player's mob when they're low level. So, like, say if there's a player that's taking on like 2 or 3 mobs at a time, trying to be a hero, and I cast Curse of Recklessness on all 3 of them. That boosts their attack power, or their attack power. So the mobs became a lot, like, significantly stronger, especially at that level. And also, the mobs wouldn't run away in fear either. So, like, the player had to fight them until they died completely, and a lot of times they'd get wrecked. That was one of my favorite things to do, just kind of going out to like the Valley of Trials and stuff, watching some guy trying to take on 4 or 5 boars or something, or whatever, and just drop Curse of Recklessness on all the boars. Oh, man. A lot of times, unfortunately for them, they were new players, so they probably didn't even know what the hell was going on, So, looking back on this, I feel like a complete dick. If I could go back in time and apologize to some of these people, I probably would. But no, you know what? Fuck them. No, that was the shit. That was what was. Oh my god, I just had so much fun doing that. So the other thing I used to do is I would, if say like the memory I have the most is from not Terran, but Hillsbrad. So the farm. If you're playing on Horde, you go to the farm area, you have to go kill Farmer Ray and all of those guys. Well, there's mobs everywhere, all these humanoid mobs. So what I would do is I would watch for someone taking on a mob, maybe 1 or 2 at a time or something, and then I would just fear their mob, so it would go running into the other ones and aggro them, and they would all come running over to attack him, and then I would just kind of take off and walk away and watch from a distance, and just watch him get wrecked. And, a lot of times the other player wouldn't even realize what happened. They were so focused on what they were doing, they didn't notice that I was the one that cast fear. In that particular case, whenever you have humanoids around, if one mob runs away in fear and runs close to another humanoid mob, they all aggro and they come running over to the player. So, yeah, they end up getting killed. Man, what a dick. So, the other thing I used to do is I would get a couple of my buddies and we would go to Stranglethorn Vale, and we'd go into the Gurabashi Arena. And I would randomly send a whisper over to some players that are like, over in Valley of Trials or in Durotar somewhere that maybe just bought the game or whatever. And I would summon them into the arena, then kick them out of the group, and we would just kill them. And the thing is that if those who remember, the spirit reser, or the graveyard, was all the way over in Booty Bay, so you had to walk all the way back or take res sickness. So that was a pretty shitty thing to do. There was one time though I felt like I needed to counteract my negative karma, so I summoned a guy to the arena when the chest was there, and I brought him in and let him open the chest, and he took it. And after he took the chest, then I kicked him out and killed him. But, you know, he was like a level 2 and he got the Gurabashi chest. So that was probably pretty cool for him, with the exception of being killed at the end. The other one is one I'm sure most people have thought of, summoning players on the edge of the cliff, anywhere. You know, just have the portal open up right on the edge of the cliff, and in some cases you could actually get the portal to open over the cliff. So when they come out, they immediately just fall to their death. That's a classic. That's an oldie but a goodie. The other one I like to do too is there was a place I was outside Desolus, I want to say, and it was in the water. You know, so you would cast Unending Breath on you and your buddies, and you'd swim to the deepest part of the ocean that you could find in Desolus, and then start summoning folks out there. And then, of course, don't cast Unending Breath on them and watch them slowly drown as they get to the top. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure right outside Skullomance there was another spot in the lake that you could do that, but I could be wrong. I can't remember now. Then there's another one that you could use during the raid in Molten Core. This one, I'm sure everyone knows about this one. During the Genis fight, Genis casts Rain of Fire, and it looks identical to the Warlock's Rain of Fire. So when Rain of Fire gets cast, it makes all the players move out of the way of it. Well, you can cast your own and make them all run for no reason. That one's relatively harmless for the most part. It's just annoying. My favorite one, though, the best troll, I feel like I personally came up with it. I'm sure other people have done it too, but I was just so happy when I realized that this was a thing you could do. At the beginning of Alterac Valley, you summon an Infernal about 10 seconds before the gates open, and then dismiss it, and its fire aura will put everybody around you in combat. So then, right after you dismissed it, hits everybody, you banish it, so that it becomes immune and no one can hurt it. And everyone's stuck in combat now. The gates will open and they're unable to mount up. So you pretty much cost your team the victory right out the gate, or you hinder them pretty hard. So the most important part about this, though, is as soon as you banish that Infernal, you have to immediately start blaming another Warlock in the group and just say, I saw him do it, saw them what, and they banished it themselves, all of that, and everyone will start screaming at that Warlock, and they'll be like, I didn't do anything. So yeah, I was just thinking about those good old days, and you know, now that I just thought about it, Hardcore WoW is out right now, and dying is permanent. I sure hope no Warlocks get any ideas from this video. Sorry. Take care.